Place, Wild Rock Golf Club, Zimbrick European. Also, University Ridge Golf Course, Ridge Top Exteriors, Wisconsin.golf, Cleary Building Corp, and Nevada Bobs. Now from the new home of TPC Wisconsin in Madison, here are the hosts of Talking Golf. Member of the Wisconsin Golf Hall of Fame, the legendary Dennis Tiziani. Longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Braun. And Wisconsin sports veteran and statewide radio host Mike Heller.
We welcome you to TPC Wisconsin in Madison, along with Dave McCann, our engineer, Mike Heller, Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Braun. Well, guys, we can say we're on the 16th hole. We've only got 3 shows left here. It's been a good summer, but kind of winding down, but a good summer.
Yeah, I think we're even par through 16. So, well, you might be. I think Dennis is 3 under.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys, well, you're playing from the number 5 tees. You got to get back.
Oh, it's been a great year. We were talking before we started tonight about some of the cool things that we've been able to do this year, and I appreciate being involved in it. And we saw a brand new golf course open, and right now, golf is in, and I talked about this with Gary D'Amato in the recent weeks about this calendar leaves a pretty empty month from talking about golf on a PGA Tour, LPGA Tour standpoint, because they're really devoid of any golf right now.
And the next big thing, of course, is the Ryder Cup coming up toward the end of the month.
You told him about us reviewing his agreement for next year?
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Mike, you're going to need a rewrite.
Yeah, okay. Dang it. All right.
No,
it's been fun being here.
Oh, yeah, it's been great. Been really good.
And on tonight's show, talking about the facility, tomorrow is Superintendent's Day in the golf business around the state and the nation. So we felt it was appropriate to have Eric Leonard on, who's the superintendent here at TPC, and he's been with Dennis for a long time. Sarah DeKraay is also coming on tonight. Sarah and Nikki Stricker both have qualified for the U.S. Senior Women's Amateur Tournament. That's coming up at Troon in Arizona in early October. I think it was 4 from the state of Wisconsin qualified, and 2 of them play right here.
Correct.
And both of them great players.
Yeah, they are.
You saw Sarah.
Well, she used to play at Indiana when I was coaching, and I don't know if she won 1 or 2 Big Tens, and I know she was way up there for the NCAAs, but she is she's a real big-time player, and a person.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a attorney.
Yep.
She's over in Wanakee.
Mm-hmm.
But first-class girl. But she's got everything for it. She's tall, got the swing. Everything about it is good. Doesn't surprise me at all. Surprised me a little bit that Nikki was involved, because she does not play that much,
But 20 years, right?
Yeah, but she just went there and just took over, But that kind of goes along with that business where I told you where that athletic
where it comes from.
Is an X, And
Mike, we could kind of ask Dennis, did that one get away?
No, I get to ask Sarah. I mean,
you're going to ask Sarah.
We'll find out the story of what Sarah went to Indiana.
Yeah. Then we upgraded her to come to Wisconsin.
Oh, boy.
I mean, come on.
Of course you did.
And Michael Wilson, who's the coach of the Badger men's golf team, he's starting to change that program around. He's going to be on, and they're in the season. So we thought we'd check in with him one time before the year is out. And also, Mike, you had a conversation with Travis Becker. That's coming up on the instruction part of it later in the show.
Yeah, we're going to talk about fitting into the lawn clubs, drivers and fairway woods and hybrids and things of that nature, because it is different. We've talked about on the putting green and with wedges and with irons. So Travis will wrap up that idea of fitting into the lawn clubs.
And we'll have Eric on in here just a couple of moments here. They'll make a call to him, and he'll be joining us. He's a new papa again, isn't he?
He is. He got another little girl, and, of course, I think way down deep he was hoping any and stuff. But I told him about, I guess I kept, a son is a son until he gets a wife. A daughter's a daughter for the rest of your life.
There you go.
And, I can tell you that, of course, he comes back by saying, yeah, but, wedding and
Now 2 weddings.
Yeah, it costs you more. Costs you
2
more.
weddings, so he's way out in front on weddings.
Yeah.
I said, whatever,
Well, since tomorrow's National Superintendent's Day, I'm sure you got him a nice gift or flowers or something already. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Taken care
I signed his paycheck.
Again.
He's done really good here. I mean, to get where we are today with grass structure, it's unreal. I'll tell you how good it is. That today, again, we were out there, the TPC people were here. We made some little twinkie adjust. But the grass is so good that already we have thatch.
Yeah.
That 007 is really catching on to the point where now we went ahead and we're investing in 2 more machines to verticut the fairways and verticut those
Eric
tees.
Leonard is ready.
And we had a machine, we had it on today. It's fabulous, So the fact that we had somebody here who can grow grass like that and get us to the place we are right now, phenomenal.
Yeah, Eric's. We'll bring him in, fold him into the storyline here in just a moment. But this kind of goes back to, I know when I initially got in the golf business a whole lifetime ago, all of the different elements from agronomy, which you have to learn some stuff about, right, to the retail side and food and beverage and the lesson and tournament ops. It is all encompassing, this business. Those people that get into it think it's about golf. Well, yeah, that's a cornerstone of it, but there are a ton of elements, and that's where guys like Eric come in so handy.
Well, let's bring him into the conversation. Eric, first of all, congratulations on the addition to the family. Everybody okay?
Well, we heard him for a moment.
Oh,
He's
you got me?
speechless.
Now we've got you. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Everybody's good. I was a little tired getting used to the transition of having a child again, but we're good.
That's great. Eric, when did you start here at Cherokee? You've been around a number of years, huh?
Yeah, I started in March of '06.
What a dramatic change this has been. You're going to have to kind of shorten this down, but let's talk about the transition from November of almost 2 years ago to this August, because that is, everything. I tell people when they ask, I said, listen, they took it down. There was no grass on the property.
Looked like a war zone.
Yeah, so give us a sense of how you prepared for that transition, and then just kind of thumbnail sketch what that transition has been like for you as the superintendent.
I really don't know if I can say that I prepared, because I don't think any of us going into this necessarily knew to what regard this was going to be until we saw all the large equipment show up, such as the dozers and the excavators, and just start ripping the place apart. So it was a big wow factor when it all started taking place.
Eric, you started doing it because you started taking the trees down, right? I mean, that was while we were still, still open to golf with Cherokee. So the process began before Cherokee proper closed, correct?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we had so many different plans in place before. I think Stephen Wensloff, the architect, was on option 9 before we actually got approval with the DNR.
Yeah.
So, yes, we definitely had plans, and we knew what was going to happen. But like I said, until you see it actually start happening, the wow factor really sets in when it all turns to dirt.
Eric, you look at it day to day now, and you've been a couple of years of involvement in this transition and that kind of thing. I'd be interested in, from your perspective, what do you see and what stands out to you about this whole project?
I guess it's just what it was before to what it is now, and how we maintained it before to the detail level that it takes now. I mean, it's almost like running over it with a fine-tooth comb now. The different complexities of the details of mowing. I mean, just by adding like a step cut to the rough, which is just a 5-foot basically collar on the fairways, to the amount of detail in the bunkers, just the want of the staff and myself to deliver a top-notch product that we built and now we want to maintain. So it's just a whole different attitude, whole different want of being at work and desire.
Eric, let me ask you about one of my favorite features of this golf course at TPC Wisconsin, and that's the green complexes and the collection areas around them, because that maintenance and that part of the golf course didn't really exist before around the greens. So how has that challenged you and your staff to keep up with that and the different practices that you have in place?
I mean, that's, like I said, it's just another level. I mean, that was, like you said, an area that I didn't have as a maintenance practice before. So, I mean, it's another machine, it's another body, it's another daily activity that you're trying to perfect, and it's one of the. I mean, now it's probably the next step of importance from the green is that greens complex that we're trying to create perfection, because if you miss the green, all the different shots that you can play from there now, whether it's putting or use a fairway wood or a wedge, whatever you want to do. So having those runoffs in perfect shape is what's needed to put in play what the architect designed.
Eric, maybe not every course would say have the title of a superintendent, but for everybody that plays golf at any golf course, there's obviously people behind the scenes that are taking care of that golf course and making the conditions better for the player. What is it that we don't appreciate or understand for all golfers in terms of the job that you have and the situations and the difficulties, for an example, that you sometimes deal with on a course?
I guess it's more so that it's not just cutting grass.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything that's evolving to make that grass. I mean, honestly, we're trying to make that grass grow as little as we possibly can to create the playing surface that you need. But obviously feeding it enough and putting enough protective chemicals down to keep that grass alive with all the stress that we're putting it under. So it's not as simple as like your lawn where you just go out and start your lawnmower and mow the grass and then we go home. It's understanding weather patterns and what disease could possibly pop up because of that. It's stress from a mower because you didn't sharpen it. Now you created a wounded turf grass, and now the greens are slow because you didn't have nice sharp blades. I mean, it's all the little intricacies that go into it to create the perfect playing surface.
Eric, is the grass, I would assume, and I should know this, but I guess I don't, the grasses out here are different than what they were before, correct? I mean, Dennis was just talking about how aggressive this type of grass is that's growing, that you even have the beginnings of thatch. So how different is the grass, and what was that learning curve like?
Well, I mean, everything's a new learning curve for me, to be honest, because I went from my soil growing medium before was basically a peat bog to now I'm a 12-inch sand cap. So the entire nutritional difference has been interesting to try and figure out, and we're still not quite there yet. Secondly, yes, the grasses are definitely a newer variety, one of the newest varieties out there. And they grow way more dense than what we had before was Pencross, which is the original bent grass variety, which came from overseas in, I don't know, late 1800s, whatever it was. So these grasses are incredible. But as Dennis was talking, with that, they get puffy because they grow so dense that it almost turns into like a carpet. So you have to do a lot more cultural practices, such as whether it be using a brush to stand it up, groomers, which is like a light verticut, to verticutting, to more more top dressing, and of course the dreaded aerification.
Now, I'm also curious, even though we're not there yet, how critical it is putting a golf course to bed in November, late October, November, and how different that will be for you here doing it really for the first time.
The grass, as far as the grass, putting it to bed, my practices won't change. You give it enough nutrition to kind of have enough energy to make it through the winter. So I've always done that. I always put a heavy application of sand over the tees and greens to kind of protect the crown of the plant in case by chance we get an ice storm or something, so you protect that. The biggest difference out here is the irrigation system. Going from when I started, or the old course, Cherokee, we had 350 irrigation heads. To now we have like 1,350. So in that regard, the stress of making sure you get all your pipes blown out so you don't have issues next spring, which is always a concern with every superintendent, because you have to wait all winter and you're sitting there wondering if you blew every pipe out. So
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, though, it gives you a perspective for any golf course, for anybody, what goes on. It's like anything else, behind the scenes, right? There's a lot of things that go into making it a successful operation. Eric, thank you for your time.
Yeah, appreciate you, Eric.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you.
for having me on.
Okay, that's Eric Leonard, the superintendent at TPC Wisconsin. We'll be back on Talking Golf after this timeout at TPC Wisconsin.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Sean Cleary. I'd like to take a quick 30 seconds and talk to you about the most important part of a Cleary building, the foundation. Without it, you won't be able to stand the test of time. At Cleary, our foundation is made up of some truly amazing people. Our Cleary family rises to the challenge every day, and it shows when that shamrock is applied. So if you are looking for a new challenge at our corporate office or out on the construction site, join the Cleary family today by clicking on careersatclearybuilding.com.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Sarah is ready.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows, plus award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Looking for new equipment? TPC Wisconsin has a team of certified fitters that have been ranked top 100 club fitters by Golf Digest, Titleist, Ping, and Mizuno. TPC Wisconsin fitters use science, art, technology, and ball flight to determine the best equipment for your swing. To schedule your private fitting experience, contact Dylan Parisi at 608-249-1000. Learn from the best. Get better. Only at TPC Wisconsin. And we're back in Wisconsin along with Mike Heller, Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Braun, and Sarah DeKraay. DeKraay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sarah, is with us. And
I got it. That's all right. You're good at taking criticism.
Yeah. It's not like I don't hear it all the time. So.
Isn't that the truth?
Mike, you want to start this out?
Yeah, Sarah. Well, let me start with this. Congratulations, Sarah and Nikki are both going to be in the Women's U.S. Senior Amateur at Troon Country Club coming up in Scottsdale next month, the end of this month, beginning of next. And you're two of the four qualifiers from the state of Wisconsin. So we'll begin with a congratulations.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Now I'm gonna jump right into the deep end of the pool here because I want to know. You went to Indiana when Dennis was the coach at Wisconsin. So take us through that process. I mean, it sounds like it was probably an easy decision for you.
Do you want this interview to end right away?
No.
No, we're kidding.
All right. Let's take a step back here. He was the coach of the men's team when I was at when I was a senior in high school. I won the state girls high school championship at Bullseye Country Club. But I contacted University of Wisconsin, and Dennis was not the coach of the women's team at that time. Jackie Hayes was.
Yeah.
So he can, So he was. I don't know, Dennis. Were you coaching the men's team at that time?
Yeah, I was. What year was that? I started in '77. That's older than you are.
Okay, yeah, it was. It was 1983 when
That's
I.
right. That's right.
Yeah, so I remember contacting them, but it was Jackie Hayes. So I wrote a letter to Jackie Hayes, and she promptly replied with a nice little offer of, I think they offered me to pay for my books. So I politely declined and
you didn't have any
the
situation.
full ride offer to.
Yeah.
No situation like today. Where
the game has changed a little bit, Sarah.
She wouldn't have got away. I guarantee you.
Yeah,
that.
you were in charge. That's right.
Oh, well,
no.
And that was before the days of University Ridge too. I believe your home course was, I think it was Blackhawk at
That's
that
right.
time.
Yep,
I can't
that's
remember.
right.
Sarah, why Indiana at that particular point? What was it that made
That's a great question.
Sam.
Well, at that point in time, there were 9 teams in the Big Ten, and because Northwestern did not have a women's golf team, but I was successfully recruited by Indiana, and I think they might have been the only team that recruited me and offered me a full ride. So when that got offered, I promptly accepted the offer and didn't give it a second thought. I also thought to myself that it was the southernmost Big Ten university at that time, and so I knew I was going to get a lot of golf in.
A little bit of warm weather.
So I really enjoyed my time down at Bloomington.
Sarah, we spend a lot of time talking about the growth of the game, so I think it's a fair question to ask you of what the game gave to you that has helped you in life from being a golfer as you grew up.
Wow, that's a great question. So I don't know if you know this, but I'm a full-time attorney over here at Murphy Desmond in Madison, and I've been practicing law for 23 years. And what I can tell you is some of the attributes and characteristics that I learned from being a golfer all these years, growing up, starting golf at about age 8, is the ability to interact with individuals and get along with them, communicate, and those skills have been lifelong skills for me. Another great attribute from playing golf all these years is the relationship building that I've been able to do through my life. And I've got a lot of great clients through my job that I have right now that were developed through the years that I played golf. So golf has been very, very good to me. And, you know, those nice sunny days out when somebody comes in the office and asks me to play golf, I get to accept and go spend the day on the golf course. So golf has been great to me.
Let's give the audience a little bit of the background here because you talk about success. At Indiana, 1986, Big Ten champion, 2-time All-American, 4-time state amateur champion, 2-time I mentioned the NCAA. She 2-time All-American there. You also played professionally in Europe and in the Asian Tour. What was that experience like?
Oh, so what had happened is I played golf for 4 years at Indiana, and then I went an extra year to get my degree. At that point in time, I really wasn't ready to jump into the working world, so I was lucky enough to find a sponsor down in Racine, Wisconsin, which is where I grew up. And so I found a tour in Europe, and I'd always want to go to Europe. And the Women's European Tour at that point in time consisted of 16 tour events, and the beauty of it was you didn't have to qualify for the tour. So I promptly flew over to Europe the day after I graduated from Indiana University and played in 16 tournaments over in Europe as a professional. And I don't know if you know this, but to be a professional golfer, you basically sign up for a tournament, pay an entry fee, and you're automatically called a professional golfer. So next thing you know, I'm playing in a professional tournament. And my first tournament I'll never forget was in Bristol, England. And so I teed it up in a practice round. I thought, oh, my gosh, I am just going to clean up over here because the course is only about 5,300 yards, and it's dead flat. And not only that, but there are no bunkers. And sure enough, in the first day of the tournament, I teed it up, and this huge gust of wind blew up. And it was like 40-mile-per-hour wind. And then the rain started coming down. And I tried to put my umbrella up, and the umbrella kept popping out, so I couldn't use an umbrella. So it was a real eye-opening experience. But anyway, I did the European tour, and then I thought, might as well try the Asian tour, too, while I'm at it. So in January and February, let's say I think it was 1986, I went over and played the Asian tour, which was a 6-week tour in Southeast Asia, which was Thailand, it was Jakarta, the Philippines. It was a really interesting tour where you basically plunk down some money and they fly you to all these different courses in these different countries. It was a great and fascinating experience. So anyway, I played that for I did that for 2 seasons, tried tour school, didn't quite get through the finals, and then I came back here and played the Futures Tour, which is a small mini tour, a much smaller version than the Epson Tour today. So I played that for many years and kept going to tour school, and I just couldn't quite get over the hump. So then at some point, when I was 31, I decided, better go get a full-time job so I could start eating and stop living out of my car. So that's when I applied to law school, and I went to University of Wisconsin Law School.
Sarah, we have Bobby Stricker on the show on a regular basis and talk about her process of trying to get through the Q school. She missed the first cut a couple of weeks ago by a single shot. What's that challenge like since you've lived that life? It's a while ago, but what is the biggest challenge to get through?
Oh, yeah, the mental hurdles and the ability to trust yourself, trust your swing, and you got to have some real stamina and fortitude to be able to get through that process. It's really mentally challenging, and at that point in time, it was a lot less challenging than it is now. I mean, there were just a lot. The pool was a lot less than it is now. We definitely didn't have any of the South Koreans that they do now that are. It's just very, very competitive now. I can't even imagine what it's like. So, you got to be really strong mentally to be able to get through that process.
Tell us about the journey on the U.S. Senior Women's Amateur. You're going to be playing in it now. What has motivated you to go through and now qualify for that event? Kind of give us a synopsis.
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, so what's going on is I basically wasn't playing much golf at all, but with this TPC golf course getting renovated, and it kind of gave me a little kick in the butt in terms of I got excited about playing again, and I took some lessons from Larry, Dennis's brother, about a year and a half ago, and I just gradually started seeing my game getting back together again, and it was really fun to watch. And I kept working with Larry, and then last summer my game got a little better, and then this summer it really started to get a lot better, and I started seeing some good shot making again, which I haven't seen in years. And I'm really excited about being able to play this golf course too. I mean, you can finally start hitting some shots on a very, very challenging course, and it's just so much fun to play again. So this is the first time I've ever tried to qualify for this event, and when I got down there, I just had a lot of fun with it. I wasn't really into keeping score and knowing whether or not I was going to make it. I just kind of assumed that it was going to take a couple over to get in, so I was kind of shocked when my number got me in.
Anyway.
But I'm really excited about it.
Anyway,
yeah, you.
Oh,
One of my good friends said that Sarah was the best player he ever coached at Indiana.
That's a heck of a compliment.
Sam Carmichael.
Well, that was very nice.
Yeah,
I
he's
did
a
have
good boy.
a teammate that he coached that became a top player on the LPGA tour, and she's still today a very, very good friend of mine. But that was very nice of him to say that.
Sam, way back when, there was one coach that won a Big Ten that coached both the men's and the women's in the history of the Big Ten. Okay, so he was the women's champion, and I happened to be watching him at the men's championship, and at Michigan State, don't you know he won the men's. So now I'm walking to my car. He's coming out of the building, and he saw me. He came over. He gave me a big hug, and he whispered in my ear. He said, "Now there's two of us." That'd be Sam.
I was wondering who the first one was.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we know now. Huh?
That's right. Well, we're happy to have her here. Yeah, she better than Charlie. I don't know about Charlie, but is he listening?
I'm almost afraid to ask, but Sarah, what tees do you play here?
Oh, I'm still trying to decide. I played 3, 4, and 5. When I play with Charlie, we're at 3. And then I shake it up between 4 and 5 with my lady friends. We're constantly trying to decide. But I think there's a combination of 4 and 5 that I'm playing with my lady friends that are between 16 and 20 handicappers.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to figure it out, honestly.
Sarah, the last one for me out the door, and that is, what do you hope for when you go out to the U.S. Senior Women's Amateur? Like, what is that mindset for you when you go to compete?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it, but I really love to be able to get in that match play portion. Boy, that would be a blast. So, but I know that to make that cut, you got to shoot some pretty darn good scores. So, I'm just really excited to be there, and it'll be really a lot of fun. But to get in the match play portion would be a real bonus.
That's cool.
Well, we want to thank you for being on the air with us, Sarah, and all the best in that tournament, and keep hitting them straight down the fairway like I saw you on 15 one day. The drive was perfect,
thank you so much
the
for
second
inviting
one,
me.
the second one flew right over the pin. It was about 10 feet away.
Fantastic.
We're sitting in the pro shop looking and going, yeah, look at that. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Right.
She's
Thanks,
pretty good.
Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much. Bye-bye, guys. Bye.
That's Sarah DeKraay. And, boy, I'll tell you, wouldn't it be nice if she did well and Nikki did well in that thing?
She's one of the best people you'll ever meet, though, as a person standpoint. She's always been that way, and you can tell when she's talking here. And she's married to the nicest guy, wait a while, I shouldn't have said that. He's probably listening. And but he is. He's just a good guy, and she beats his ass all the time. And I love it.
Dennis, by the way, throws around compliments like manhole covers. So when he says that about Charlie, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, he's a good boy.
We'll be back on Talking Golf after this time out at TPC Wisconsin.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an amazing golf experience, look no further than Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. This stunning championship course offers unforgettable views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online
Michael
today
Wilson is
at
ready.
wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.golf. Visit Wisconsin.golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.golf and Talking Golf. On the internet and on your radio dial, the voices of golf in Wisconsin.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bond. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
And we're back at TPC Wisconsin here in Madison, along with Mike Heller, Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Braun, and Michael Wilson is with us now. Mike, you settling in as Badger men's golf course coach, and as far as playing TPC Wisconsin, you and the Badgers have been out here a couple of times and got a couple of practice rounds in. Before we talk about Wisconsin season, what do you think of TPC Wisconsin, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's one. It's I think really good for the community, and for us as a golf team, it's great. I think when I got here, Cherokee was open for maybe just over a month, and I actually enjoyed Cherokee because of how difficult it was to help us do qualifying and things like that. But the TPC Wisconsin, I think a special place in the community, and what a great golf course, and I think it's well designed to where it can test the highest level of players, and then if you're kind of even new to the game, they made the tees where pretty much anybody can play out there if you just choose the right tees to play from.
Mike,
that's hard to do with a golf course.
Mike, what did you learn about your players as you watched them come out and play a few rounds out here? You talk about the difficulty factor as to whether it ramped up, but you talk about qualifying. What can this golf course lead to as far as player development?
As far as development, you have to have control of your golf ball at all times at TPC. There's really no let up off the tee. And sometimes when you're maybe playing somewhere else that's a little more open, a guy that's not really driving that great can still score. At TPC, if you're not driving it well and you're not putting your irons in the right areas on the greens, you're going to get exposed pretty quickly.
In terms of your team, Mike, what have you learned about your players, and in your mind, what progress has been made in a very short period of time?
Yeah, coming in, you never know what you're going to expect when going to a new program, and I think just pleasantly surprised. We have great kids. They work really hard. They do well in the classroom, and they really do care about golf, and that's been fun to be around. And, I feel like we push them as a staff, but they push themselves, so that's really cool.
When we talk about conference realignment, typically what we're talking about is football and basketball and some of the more mainstream revenue-producing sports. But have you thought, obviously you have, it's a silly way to phrase it, but the change in the dynamics for you as a coach in the Big Ten with the realignment, adding USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington into the mix, how does that impact what you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably opens up the doors on recruiting to maybe even a little more West Coast. I mean, we kind of recruit all over, right? We recruit Wisconsin, we recruit the Midwest, Southeast. You know, I think we're a brand, so kids from all over the country want to come here. But as far as what it does on a competitive level, we added 4 teams, 2 that have been really good, Washington and Oregon, for the past 10 years. And then you would think UCLA and Southern Cal will kind of get back to where they were. I think they both just had coaching changes. But I think the league had 7 teams get in last year, so you're looking at an 18-team league that should, you know, consistently get 9 to 12 bids into the NCAA tournament.
Mike, you talk about recruiting and you recruit all over the country. How would you assess the state of high school boys golf in the state of Wisconsin? What is this recruiting grounds like for you?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, what I like about it for me, obviously it's easy to get to as far as watching kids play. There are a ton of events. I think the Junior Golf Association here does a really good job giving kids opportunities to play. I was fortunate this year. The State Junior was a total of about a half mile from my doorstep to the golf course.
That helps.
And we had a couple kids shoot 63, 64. You know, some people probably thought the course was too easy or whatnot. I'm like, you know, pretty hard to shoot a 63. I don't care what golf course you're on. And I think it looks good for our state to have kids shoot low scores. I mean, they play in such, you know, tough conditions in high school in the spring season. You know, I think it's nice that if they can get in the summer and not every course just completely beat you up.
Dennis, we got about 2-3 minutes left here on the interview. From your perspective of having been Badger coach for the men and women, and you've gotten to know Michael and that kind of thing, what's your assessment of what you're seeing?
Well, first of all, you know, I know Michael fairly well, and what he brought to the table. You know, he was a coach of the year 3 out of the 5 years in a row down in Alabama. So he didn't get that by accident. So what we have now is a leader who recognizes good players, but we went backwards for a long time there. You know, 14, 15 years went backwards, and we lost what it take. We have great facilities. University Ridge, a great place to play. They have great, and what we were lacking was that leadership, and he's been able to do it. He's already finished 4th in the Big Ten. Do you realize that for 15 years in a row, we didn't get over 12th? So in his first year here, he's moved up. Now there's other people, there's some good players in the state now who were never really thinking about coming here, but now are really thinking about coming here. And the fact that they play, play on a course like this also really helps.
Michael, any final thoughts that you want to express about your progress that's been made, or encouragement and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to honestly just thank everyone in the community. I mean, in the state, honestly, all throughout the country. It's kind of cool when you go to Florida and wear that Badger gear, and people are on Wisconsin. So that's really cool for me and for the kids. And you know, my family loves it here. You know, the winter for me is knee and snow. I know everybody don't want to hear that lives here that long, but it's cool to have seasons. Really thankful for having, you know, the facilities that we have at University Ridge, and I think blessed to have TPC Wisconsin on board now as well. And you know, it's only going to help the program. And like I said, you know, we do recruit this state hard. I mean, we want to put the best team out there we can, and you know, we'll continue to recruit Wisconsin, and try to get. We're going to try to get the best player out of the state pretty much every year if we can.
Right.
That's the goal, and then fill that in with some kids from around the country, and hopefully produce a Big Ten championship. I think Illinois won it enough. It'd be nice to knock them off at some point.
There you go.
All right, Michael, thank you, and all the best to you as coach of the men's team, the golf team at the University of Wisconsin. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me on. Go Badgers.
And we'll be back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin right after this timeout.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
TPC Wisconsin houses a world-class golf instruction, coaching, and club fitting experience. Golfers have year-round access to our award-winning coaches and club fitters, state-of-the-art technologies, and PGA Tour quality facilities. If you'd like to learn more about junior and women's golf, private instruction, group coaching, or business clinics, please contact Travis Becker at tbecker@tpcwisconsin.com. Learn from the best. Get better only at TPC Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an amazing golf experience, look no further than Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. This stunning championship course offers unforgettable views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows, plus award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Ugh. Jim, what are you hitting?
Titleist 4.
Well, I got a top flight and a Callaway, but no Titleist.
Dude, I've already lost 3.
Maybe you should work on your swing.
I don't want to hear it.
Are you tired of duffing your drive? Then Clary Building has the answer for you. Hi, I'm Sean Clary. Whether you are building something for your business or storage for your toys, we can always add a little indoor driving range. Let us keep you in the fairway. Visit clarybuilding.com today.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.golf. Visit Wisconsin.golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.golf and Talking Golf. On the internet and on your radio dial, the voices of golf in Wisconsin.
Continue on Talking Golf. I'm Mike Heller along with Travis Becker. He is the director of golf at TPC Wisconsin. I always double check that to make sure I say it right way because you could be the director of instruction, director of golf, head golf professional. There are different titles. I got it right.
You did.
Yeah.
You are. You're batting 90%.
Let's talk about club fitting. We got a few of these left in our Talking Golf segments this year, so let's talk about club fitting. We kind of began the year, the first time we did that really was talking about on the putting green, actually. Let's go to the other end of the spectrum, where most players like to go anyway, and talk about club fitting for the long game, which can include your hybrids, your 3-woods, your 5-woods, and obviously the driver. How critical is, I would imagine it is for all elements, critical in the long game to be fitted?
Yes, we want to make sure all 14 clubs in your bag are in there doing their correct purpose. And the way we start off a long game fitting, typically we would start with a mid-iron, a 7-iron. And we have that player hit multiple shots. And we're looking at a few things. We're looking at their ball speed, their launch angle, their spin rate, and more importantly, how the ball falls out of the sky. Typically, most players are going to be between a 45 and a 50-degree descent angle. So we start with that, and then we would go to a 5-iron if they have a 5-iron in their bag. If not, we would go to a 6-iron. Typically, that one club up is going to go about 5 miles an hour faster, and each mile an hour is about 2 yards. So we're trying to get about a 10-yard gapping in between clubs. When we get to that, we'll find some players may lose that ball speed, and they can't handle a 4-iron or they can't handle a 5-iron. So then we try a hybrid, something with a little bigger mass to help create a little bit more ball speed and get that descent angle to keep it around a 45-degree angle so it can hold that front pin.
Yeah, so this is where we get into the concept of talking about club set makeup, right? Because like my set, for instance, and this would be traditional, a lot of people probably have this. Irons are 4 through wedges. And then, but I have a driver 3-wood, and I do not have a hybrid, which is, we can talk off the air. But let's talk about what that gap is, because you have a gap from X to X that's 40 yards. You're in trouble on a golf course when you I don't have a club for that. How do you handle that in between the iron and a 3-wood, a fairway wood, as it were?
Yes, and players are different here.
Yeah.
Some players want that driving iron in their bag. Other players will try a hybrid. If we can't get the numbers we're looking for with a hybrid, the 7-wood is coming back. Even on the PGA Tour, there's a lot of guys putting that 7-wood in their bag because they can get the speed, they can get the distance gapping, and they get that height where it comes in soft. So not everybody's
Let
made...
me check in here just for a second. So that 7-wood would be the gap club between your longest iron, let's say it's a 4-iron, and a fairway wood.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Some players will have some players will have a 3-wood in the bag. Other players will hit a 4-wood or a 5-wood longer because they're getting better launch angles, better spin rates. So it actually, just because it says a 5 on the bottom doesn't mean it's going to go longer than a 3.
And that fitting, as we're talking about that, because you said starting at a 7 and then working, how different is the fitting? Can you end up having a different fitting of specs from your irons to your woods?
Yes. Usually we do, our fittings will have a driver fitting all alone. We'll have an iron fitting all alone. Then we fit that long game gap in between where we're looking at fairway woods, we're looking at hybrids, we're looking at driving irons. And then we'll have a wedge fit and we have a putter fit. So there could be 5 different fittings to go through your bag.
Yeah, we got an issue because I have this gap between my 4 and my 3-wood. So let Paul or Dave or Tiz take care of the rest of this, and we can go over and get that taken care of. I mean, listen, to be serious now, when we talk about that gap, it is critical out on the golf course because when you do get stuck in between, the option then is, well, just hit the iron and lay up on a shot that you have the chance to go to a green, or try and hit with less effort on a 3-wood, which is also not ideal, right? I mean, that's what the clubs are made for.
Correct. You want a club in your bag to hit that type of shot. So instead of trying to hit a 3-iron to go the distance of a 4-iron, and a lot of times the 4-iron and the 3-iron do the same thing. So we want to make sure each club has the right specifications to pull off the kind of shot that you're looking for.
And the deal there is you want the swing not to change dramatically. You don't want somebody trying to muscle up on a 4-iron or lighten up on a 3-wood. You want to fill that gap. How about fittings that change for an individual player over the course of time? Say somebody's fitted 5 years ago. Is that still an accurate fit today, or might that have changed?
It may have changed. Maybe their physical conditions have changed. Maybe their swing has changed. So we recommend that everybody does a checkup once a year and just make sure that the equipment is still spec'd out to their swing.
Yeah, and that is done, and that can be done. You know, we're getting closer, but we're not there yet to an off season. But these things can be done away from the actual playing season of the game, which sometimes can even be better for allow people to work on certain things after they've been fitted. But you'll be doing the fitting process as we get all the way through the fall and the winter, correct?
Yes, we fit 12 months out of the year. We view the entire ball flight. We have the facilities where we can, during the winter months, we can hit from the inside where it's heated and you can still see the ball flight. We use technology, TrackMan all year round, so we can take a look at your bag anytime.
All right, so let's talk about this as people are wrapping it into the fall now. Some people say, well, I'll take care of that next spring. but you just mentioned you're doing it 12 months out of the year. So if they want to do a fitting, how do they go ahead and handle setting up a fitting at TPC Wisconsin, even if they're not members?
Best way to do that is just go to our website, www.tpcwisconsin.com. Click under the Golf Academy portion of the site, and that'll direct you to an inquiry. You can fill that out. We'll get emailed directly your information and what kind of fitting you're looking for.
I'm going to log on to the website and take care of that. Well, I actually have your contact. We'll continue. We've got a couple more of these in the weeks to come, and we'll talk about keeping statistics on your own game, how that can benefit you, and then player development into an off season, which is rapidly approaching. We'll continue with more from TPC Wisconsin. This is Talking Golf.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob's. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Vic radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
Welcome back. We are live at Luke and Anna's garage. Sean, what are we looking at here?
Well, Phil, Anna has taken over the garage with her candle business and left no room for lawn care storage. It looks like Luke has a 5-iron. No, make that a 4-iron to knock down the weeds around the house.
Great call, Sean. I don't think that 5-iron would have gotten it done.
It's a story as old as time, Phil. You gotta have the right tools for the job, and if you don't have a place to store the tools, then you should probably visit clearybuilding.com today.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
And we're back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin. Dennis, kind of wrap it up here for us. TPC was in town today. Any summary you can give us?
I get to wrap this up, huh?
You get to wrap it up.
Wow.
You got a minute and 30 seconds to do
Well,
it.
we had the boys here from TPC, our designer, plus then the head green superintendent of TPC. Very impressed with what's going on here. Very impressed how fast we got things going. Very impressed with the fact that some of the grass we already have the verticut, so we're way ahead of the game. But the big item was Steve was with us also, and we had a couple of tweaks that we would like to do so that we wouldn't disrupt the tournament course. And we got that out of the way, really happy with it. TPC is extremely happy, which we told them before that we will exceed their expectation, which we're doing. And they got a chance to go through the building, which they were really taken back by. So all in all, really good. We're moving forward. They're happy. We're happy. They're our partner.
And I'm happy you did a nice job with that. We've got 25
right on
seconds
time.
to
Look at
wrap
that.
it up.
Well,
Hey,
you
you got a
not like
future
you.
in this.
You were kept kicking me.
Along with Dave McCann, Mike Heller, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Braun. Thank you for joining us. And from TPC Wisconsin here in Madison, we bid you farewell. We'll be back next Monday night to do it all over one more time.